Well, the only thing swinging in London were handbags.
To meet your own demands and turn it off.
The music culture was great, the fashion was great, Carnaby Street was a great place. It was the first time people, young people particularly, had money to spend and could be heard. It was a liberating time, there's no doubt. But I think it was a facade. It was a cover-up for a lot of nasty things happening in the world. I was writing all these fun songs. They seek him here, they seek him there. And I was trying to hide, just trying to hide from everything.
I always like to win a situation and be successful, but quite intensely so. Other times it could be sort of fragile and mellow and be the victim. Have this persecution thing and make you feel sorry for him. You know?
Look, Julian, the front cover of the Radio Times. I don't think I'm the only artist that's always had problems around him. But I had a double problem. My art was the world that was also destroying me through the legal cases and publishing disputes. I had to meet with people, the establishment people, who were the law. I felt very uncomfortable having to deal with that because I just wanted to do my work. And everywhere I turned, it turned into a replay of a nightmare.
The pressure used to get to Ray because he knew the onus was on him to come up with the goods, and we had 3 managers pecking away at him, so I think that wore him down.
Raymond, you finished it?
I'll give you some pills later. Keep you smiling, yeah?
In fact, he had a breakdown fairly early on.
Not anymore. Not now. Yeah!
Compared to the way I feel now, having a nervous breakdown was a jaunt. I mean, I don't think it was a nervous breakdown. I was extremely tired. I'm mentally too strong to have a nervous breakdown. I can pull myself through it. But when you're so exhausted, pressures get to you, you just get say, oh, let me go to sleep. Also, the crisis I had was a cultural crisis. I felt betrayed by the industry I was in, and people expecting me to be a performing animal at a circus, you know, like you know, one of those dancing bears. That's what I felt like, and didn't want to be me anymore.
When the writ was served on the verge of a nervous breakdown, I decided to fight right to the end. But if I ever get my money, I'll be too old and grey to spend it all.
Genius and madness. Yeah, they say there's a thin line.
There ain't no cure for acute schizophrenia disease. The milkman's a spy. The grocer keeps on following me. And the woman next door's an undercover for the KGB.
You know, sometimes it gets a bit strange. You know, he used to have this jacket that looked like an abstract painting. And when he used to wear that, I used to think, oh no, we're in for a crazy time here. He had a pair of glasses as well, with no lenses in. Our road manager said, are they for long distance or reading? He said, both. Saves me buying 2 pairs. I mean, overall, he's not mad. He has to go up and down.
Put on your slippers and sit by the fire. Everything will be all right. Rest. Take the medication. Should have taken more holidays, I think. I get obsessed by an idea I have and I have to pursue it. And once I get on the starting blocks, wait for that go. As soon as that going goes, I don't stop till it's a finishing tape. It's just the way I am. It's the way I've trained myself to be. I won't take all that they hand me down and make out a smile though I wear a frown. And I'm not gonna take it all lying down, 'cause once I get started, I go to town. 'Cause I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. I could have just walked away. I admired Sid Barrett for walking away. I was on the verge of doing something like that. But by this time I had a little family to support, so I just kept working.
Like everybody else, like everybody else, like everybody else.
Sunny Afternoon is a more mature song, and I was 22 when I wrote it, I think. And when the great pop boom was happening in Great Britain in the 60s, we were under the screw financially. Sunny Afternoon was inspired by the fact that the pound got devalued. So it's quite a dark song, even though it's about something seemingly happy. More political than most people realised. Save me, save me, save me from this squeeze. I got a big fat mama trying to break me. Full of this sort of ominous descending chorus. Then it had that thing in the summertime. 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 It's in the atmosphere. Sunny Afternoon and Dead End Street were a couplet. Dead End Street went to the root of the cause. It was about betrayal of the pop era. There is a crack up in the ceiling. Kitchen sink is leaking.
There's a crack up in the ceiling, and the kitchen sink is leaking. Out of work and got no money. A Sunday joint of bread and honey. What are we living for? Two-room apartment on the second floor.
Hearing someone else sing it, Amy McDonald, she was like a kid that's looking for somewhere to live.
Definitely the words totally mean something to me, even though it was written long before I was born. It's done full circle and it's back to being completely relevant again, that there's so many people in that situation and so many people scared that they might end up in that situation.
A song written out of genuine concern that people would be impoverished. It wasn't all flower power in the 60s. I know several DJs resisted playing it. They banned the video because it showed what was notionally a dead man in a coffin. But the coffin could have been the pop culture in the coffin. I've carried the values of what I call the great generation, my parents' generation, who lived through world wars. They lived through the Depression. I wrote for them. I wrote for what they stood for and the beliefs they had. That's why I don't mind quoting vaudeville comedians and old movies and old songs. I used to sing songs to my father. What are we living for? Two-room apartment on the second floor. Love that, son. That's good. Be political in songs, but the songs have got to have good value rather than saying, we hate Thatcher, we hate Cameron, we hate this, that and the other. It's got to do its job as a song. I think songs like Stormy Weather had more political, write about the stormy weather, equate it with something more interesting than just hatred of a doctrine.
Stormy weather.
I'm working class. I still am. When I had big hits with the Kinks and I could afford my own house, I moved away. I bought a kind of manorial house out in Hertfordshire. I said to a friend, "Do you think I'm betraying my class by living in a big house?" He said, "Ray, you could live in Buckingham Palace and it'd still feel like a terrace house when you walked in."
'Cause he's got a house in the country.
Yeah, I was living in a big house for a while, but I wasn't fooling anybody. And I got really depressed there. I missed my roots. Luckily, the house I moved from hadn't been sold, so I moved back as soon as I could. What if I came up to you and said, "That house is mine, don't pull it down"? What would you do? Get back to where you belong. It wasn't until we had our 5th or 6th hit I thought other people understood what I was singing about, because I thought all the songs were really private. Waterloo Sunset, I thought it was my private song. I nearly didn't want to put it out. Some songs just come out of dreams. It's almost like physics. Two things connect, and an idea comes from the past, and I know what I want to write. I've been carrying this song around since I was a teenager, but I had a picture in my head. I was doing a vocal, and I wanted to be cushioned by the backing vocals. And the engineer said, "How do you want it to sound?" And the only way I could do it was draw him a picture. It was like atmosphere around a leaf floating from a tree. A simple image like that. That's how I wanted it to sound. We were mixing it, and the engineer said, "Is that okay?" I said, "No, it doesn't look right yet." So that's why I'm difficult to work with. I will not sing anything as I walk across this bridge.
How did you get the idea for Waterloo Sunset?
Everything was right for it. It's like if I stopped writing, I went out and I went past buildings that reminded me of the song. Or it was just, everything happened. I saw rivers and things, and I had to do it. I wish I'd been a painter, because you can use an artistic license, but the reality of it, you stick a camera up, it looks like rubbish. It's such a fucked up city, look at it, they've got all this crap around us. It means lots of different things to me, and sometimes that's what songwriting is. In any kind of art, it's not the detail, it's the impression. It's impressionistic.
Like Monet?
Monet. I think I got paid, I'm not sure. What's fantastic about some of these songs is that millions of other people can feel the same way about them. Sometimes when I'm walking, I like to copy the walks of people. Fascinating. People are great. I love characters. Without these people, nobody would be able to write anything. It's just all these people don't realise how important they are. Thank you for the days, those endless days you gave me. Thank you for the rain is pouring down upon me. I like the intro the Mumfords do on the new record, is in the spirit of the original. They sing it in a nice a cappella vocal.
Well, thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me.